on, everyone? Today we gotta talk about AVANTIS because AVANTIS is down 7% in the last 24 hours. We got 9% down in the last 7 days, and we're still down 48% in the last 30 days. But anyways, we're gonna talk about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But let's get straight into it. So as you can see, we are doing decent on the volume, 88 million, 155 million in market cap. So still pretty decent there. And we can also see here on the charts, we have a broken down bearish below our bearish expanding triangle. Look, this is a bearish expanding triangle. I've been mentioning this inside of my videos. I was saying, hey, there's two possibilities. One, comes up here, does one more pump before it crashes down and does this, or it just crashes down right now and doesn't break past this resistance here at 68 cents. So it decided to take that second option there. So now what we're waiting for here is a pullback to the support down here with this. So what we're looking at here is a pullback, and I almost had a brain fart there. We're going to really be looking for it going down to 57 cents. So that's the pullback that we're looking for. So yeah, so far we're in a really good space here. And might you say, hey, how did you know that was going to happen? Well, for one, if you look here, this right here is a bullish symmetrical triangle. I've been mentioning this all along. That's why we broke out there. Only a 54% chance of breaking out though. And then this one right here was the one that we were looking for also. But this one right here was a bust. So this one right here was a bust, and it just broke down from there. So now we are waiting for this bottom out here at 57 cents or possibly down to 53 cents. So remember, there is that possibility that we see that this gets broken, because this isn't that strong of a support. We had it here as support at 57 cents. We had it here a little bit here. You can see a little bit of support here as well in here. And that's pretty much it. So it's not that strong of a support, but it's like one of those micro support areas. So we want to see this thing pull back. Even 53 cents isn't that strong of a support in my personal opinion. I feel like if we start crashing like this, we could go all the way back down to 47 cents and possibly 40 cents. So those are the levels that you still want to watch out for. So I know we've been saying, hey man, I think it's going to start breaking out. And then we did start breaking out, but then we entered that bearish expanding triangle, and now we're doomed again. So it is what it is when you're watching the charts like this. A lot of mixed signals get thrown out there, and anyways, it is what it is. But look, we're still seeing the percent R trend exhaustion pulling back down here on the long-term chart, which is the blue line, and then the white line is the short-term trend. But it does look like it's almost oversold to the downside here when it comes to the short-term trend. So maybe that could help us rise a little bit. But still, I'm still expecting this pullback to happen if we can continue to see Bitcoin pulling back. But it shouldn't be too hard of a pullback. But anyways, this is the 4-hour chart on Bitcoin. Lots of selling pressure on the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin. Lots of selling pressure on the MACD. Lots of selling. So that's pretty bad. We are hitting a support at 108K on Bitcoin. But yeah, this is bad because look, if we come over here and we look at this, this is also a bearish expanding triangle, and the altcoins has already broken down below it. My hopes here for Bitcoin was that we can go bullish on this bearish expanding triangle and then just take it all the way out, and then just crash by February of next year. Just let it crash, right? But hit 150K Bitcoin by then. And this is still a bearish expanding triangle, so we'll see what happens. The structure for the triangle was broken down here, but remember, it was also broken up here before too, and it kept going. But it was broken here, and now it looks like it's about to try to break that structure again. We don't want to see it happen, but if it happens, just know that's when we should really start being bearish. Okay, that's when we should really start reconsidering this bullish thesis and being bearish, because now we're going below our previous highs from the previous run, which was 108K. We do not want to go below 108K. We did it very briefly, went down to 104. But then if we go to 108K, I'm bringing back my thesis of 85K Bitcoin. So if we start to see that we're finding support all the way down here at 100K, if we find support at 100K, I'm really gonna reconsider my bullish thesis. So if we do hit 100K support, we better break out, because if we don't and keep going, 85K Bitcoin is coming next, and then eventually 75K, and the bull run has been deleted completely. So anyways, that's how I kind of feel this could end, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't break out to the downside like how AVANTIS did with its bearish expanding triangle. And again, this right here is the bearish expanding triangle. A lot of charts inside of crypto are doing this right now, so you're probably going to start seeing a lot of influencers talking about it, but I've been talking about these for a while. But anyways, it's coming. Hopefully it doesn't break down here on Bitcoin, and also hopefully with AVANTIS we can, hop back into that bullish momentum. But anyways, this is pretty much all I got for you guys today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this financial advice. And also another thing that you could look at, another way you can look at this before we keep going. I like this post that this guy posted here. And he's talking about how it's usually working here with the whales and stuff here, the smart money as they call them. But yeah, it says why smart money won't leave AVANTIS. Retail exits on fear, whales build on silence. AVANTIS tells the story that despite market fatigue, metrics prove one thing: liquidity is staying put and large holders are quietly accumulating. Here's what most people are missing. So as you can see here, he's targeting as you can see 70 cents, but we've already kind of like been there and done that, right? We've already been there and done that. But he was mentioning the manipulation zone and the support levels around 63 cents. So I still feel like we can go below it, and we have went below the price that he was talking about. But I do still feel like there is a lot of whale manipulation, and there is a lot of accumulation by the whales that are manipulating. Like they manipulate the price, they drop the price, and once they see the prices are starting to naturally fall by people selling, and then that's when they start to buy in, right? The whales create the drop, but then they're waiting for you to sell too, so then it can drop even more, so then they can get in when it drops even more, right? Because when they sell and it drops, they've already made their profit and the price starts dropping. But then when you sell and it drops even more, and now they can get in cheaper and they make even more money on the way up. So that's really what these whales are trying to do here. And I feel like if we come down here a little more, then yeah, they're just shaking people out. Because if you think about it, like, look at the comments for my videos. The whole way down, people were just talking about, oh, I think I'm going to sell, I'm going to sell, I'm going to sell. And people were saying, yeah, I sold, yeah, I sold, yeah, I sold. And then around here, what starts happening? It starts pumping. But no one's saying that they bought. Why is that? Because that's the whales buying. The whales are buying. That's why no one's saying that they're buying. And then it starts pumping again. And then people are like, okay, I'm going to start buying now because I think it's going to keep going. And I sold, but now it's starting to go back up. And then this is when people start buying. So now, boom, people start buying. Whales start dumping more and more and more, more and more and more. As the prices keep going down, you'll start seeing it pump again. That's the whales accumulating. And then it's always retail coming in after the whales already accumulated. So if you see retail is saying, oh yeah, we're all buying, we're all buying, we're all buying. If you go on Twitter, everyone's buying. Just know the whales are probably selling. So that's how you can look at it. Because if retail is now starting to get in, because this huge candlestick right here, you really think this is retail? No, that's whales doing that. That's whale manipulation. Look, it found its natural base, AVANTIS, and then the whales were like, yep, now we buy. Boom, they do it, and then they create the manipulation. So anyways, this is pretty much all I got for you guys today. Hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Go ahead and become a member of the channel, guys. All that good stuff is only $9.99 per month. And I'll go over any stock or crypto for you as long as it's not some type of low cap scam coin. All you got to do is sign up, become a member, and then leave a comment on any one of my videos. Let me know what you want me to go over, and I'll do a whole technical analysis video on it. So shout out to you guys. And as always, I'll be back with another video.